Okay, so day number 4, and today's video is titled Calculating Your Calorie Target. I could easily be talking to you for about 20 minutes. I can bore you with the science, I can bore you with the maths, but we're skipping that. We're keeping it nice, short and sweet and easy for you to digest as well. And it's all about helping you establish the calories that you need to maintain your current weight, and then going on from there to deciding if you want to lose weight. Are you going to go into a deficit? How many calories do you need to be in a consistent deficit to lose weight? And how many calories do you need to be in a surplus where you can build muscle tissue and limit accumulating body fat, as an example? So what I personally do, there's lots of different equations out there, different formulas to help you establish your maintenance calories. But what I personally do is use the Harris-Benedict equation, okay? And this equation allows me to go against my client's height, weight and age. And it just helps you to calculate your BMR, so your basal metabolic rate, which I'm not going to talk about today. I'll probably put a little write-up in the email about it. But what works for me is using this equation really well. But what you can simply do is just go online and just type in, how to calculate your maintenance calories, or you can look at your TDEE, so your total daily energy expenditure, okay? And from there, you can use an activity multiplier, which is basically going to establish your activity levels. So are you very sedentary, or are you extremely active, or anything in between? There's some numbers to times by your initial TDEE number, your total daily energy expenditure, or your BMR, for you to then use that activity multiplier to find out where you need to be for your goals, okay? So it's important to understand that everything is always an estimate, okay? So there's no way on earth that you can establish exactly the amount of calories you need for your particular goals, whether you're looking to be in a deficit and lose weight or be in a surplus and build muscle tissue, okay? The number is always changing anyway, only slightly, but it's important to know you can't get that exact number. So this is where you need to be patient and find the right place for you to be in. Just experiment and move the numbers around a little bit each week, just to see if that's going to give you, efficiency with where you want to be, okay? So yes, the average let's say the recommended daily allowance or intake for a man, the average man, by the government, they'll say you need to be consuming 2,500 calories to stay at the same weight. For the average woman, it's going to be about 2,000 calories, okay? For me, who has a lot of training experience and has built a whole lot of muscle tissue, which requires me to consume more to maintain that muscle tissue, my 2,500 number is actually a bit higher than that. So it's actually around about 3,300 calories that I need to consume to stay at the same weight, okay? So if I get that 3,300 as my maintenance, if I want to lose body fat and maintain as much muscle as possible, I'll go into that deficit and I might take off, let's say, 400, 300, 400, it could be 500 calories just to start off with, just to see how my body responds after a week or two. If I find that I'm not losing as much body fat as I'd like, technically you should be able to lose between 1 to 2 pounds of body fat per week by the book. If I'm not losing enough, then I'll increase that number a little bit more. So I'll take myself into a deficit by an extra 100 calories on top of what I've tried before. Maybe if I'm losing weight too fast, let's say I'm in 800 calorie deficit as an example, that's on more the extreme side. If I've been doing bodybuilding, I've been in a 1,000 calorie deficit before. And that's based on my activity levels, but if I find I'm losing weight too quickly, I'm risking losing a lot of muscle tissue as well. So I want to make sure I'm in a deficit, but not in too much of a great deficit to be hindering my progress overall. And then vice versa for muscle gain. If I want to be in a surplus, I want to maybe find that 3,300 number and, maybe experiment and go to about 3,400, 3,500, 3,600, see how my body responds. But on this side as well, if I am basically consuming too many calories, let's say 4,000 calories, depending on my activity levels, I could, yes, be building a lot of muscle tissue on, but I could be risking accumulating more body fat, which is not what I want to be doing in a growth phase. I want to make sure I'm very, I'm down to the wire of just trying to find where I can be on that threshold of maximizing muscle gain while minimizing, accumulation of body fat as well. So this is how I do it with fat loss clients that way, and then muscle building clients as well. So I want you to be patient with the number that you are aiming to get, and you can go through a trial week if you wanted to do so, where you just trial out straight away. If I want to lose weight, I'm going to start on, in a 500, 600 calorie deficit, and see how quickly my body changes, and then modify from there. It could be anything. There's no perfect way of doing things. There's an efficient way of doing things, which I definitely do with my clients, and I can definitely give you some advice on that as well. So feel free to drop me a message if you have any questions about it, either through replying to this email or on Instagram or Facebook, and I'll help you with that, no problem whatsoever, because I want to see you succeed. I hope this has made sense to you, because I've tried to do this in a way where I've not gone on a big spiel about the science and the maths and given you a whole range of information that will still be useful to you. I've tried to keep it simple. So just rounding it up, go online, look for a maintenance calorie calculator. That's all I'm going to say. You can look at working out your BMR first, then work using an activity multiplier to work out, based on your activity levels, how many calories you should be at your maintenance before establishing your deficit or your surplus. And that's all it is, like we spoke about in previous day, about the right diet is the one that you can follow. You can make foods around the number that you've got, and as long as you're in a deficit, you'll get there, and that's all it is. So yeah, I'll see you in the next video tomorrow. Ask me any questions, and I'll speak to you soon.